Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. It is 1:24 a.m. on December 17, 2020. And as you know, the date passed where all the votes should have been approved per state. Didn't happen. And something interesting today, some more of Sidney Powell and many others, but very specifically, she said, you know, everyone needs to think about what Trump has for himself. He has a card of redemption. It's the very same thing that he set up back in September 2018, the Insurrection Act. And he's going to use it. It's clear. And as to why the Supreme Court didn't take this, again, it needed to be reworded because some of it they have and they're going to see it. Now, the Congress, or the Senate rather, will have to still back him on the Insurrection Act, but that's almost a shoe-in. That'll happen. And I want to say just something quickly that is always quick, isn't it? Always take politics and religion, separate the two. Well, you can't really do that. And the reason is it was religion that brought about the politics in our Bill of Laws, or our laws, our Bill of Rights, our amendments, and the Constitution. It was a political part of it that brought about most of it. And again, I said this months ago, and even months ago, yeah, that in the Constitution, or rather in the bill, it was in the Constitution, they put in play, because at that time there was not a Republican Congress. The whole thing was one-sided. It's strictly Democrats. They would call all the shots. And recall when we fled France and England to come here, is to get out from under that single-minded government. That meant the people never had a choice. And when our forefathers put together our Constitution, then we have in it an overseer. If you go back and read it, it's almost specifically overseer or combatant against those, who just wants to rule a single party from a single party by themselves. And another thing, I've got to keep pounding this drum by what I have heard by starting with Kim Clements in 2007. I didn't hear it then. I just heard of it after that. And Mark, the fireman, 2011, he documented his as well. Well, and everyone else that has pitched in. Now, Mark did bring up a very interesting topic about people giving you a prophecy, a prophetic dream, or a vision. He said there's a lot of people out there that'll use other people's messages in a slight rewording of it, change it to make it look like they had that dream or that vision. That's happening. But I can't tell you who it happened with and from, and I can't tell you the people who said that, but it has happened. over eons because it's biblical that it would happen, that people would, well, you got a wolf in sheep clothing is what you have. They're out there spreading these rumors and taking things that did come from the prophets and just look, you can change a whole paragraph by the word and if, or and are, or and period. You change the whole paragraph. And but look, God gave that to Trump. I do not believe God is going to take that away. God certainly doesn't want to reward thieves and liars. And you know that as well as I know that. And so, as far as I'm concerned, Donald Trump is our president. He will remain our president. He will be sworn in January 20, 2021. But when he comes out on January 21 of 2021, you're going to see a different face on that man. You're going to see a different demeanor. You're going to see one that's no longer passive like he's been, trying to appease every group regardless where they come from. Not anymore. That's changing. With the Insurrection Act, should it occur, and I believe it will, then there's a limited martial law. And it's going to go to those places where the BLM and the Antifa are burning and looting and stealing and killing and everything else. And the police will be given full power for them to act on and honor the obligation that they swore to when they were sworn in as police. So he'll have their backs as well. We're going to have a president, and it will be Donald Trump. It will not be Biden. And and there's the word but. See there, that changed the whole subject that I was talking about. But leave out but and you know. But I'm gonna say it. If God does allow the Democrats to have this, then that simply means it is time for the Antichrist to come in. He will show up quickly. And going back when I said Tom Horn said he had a dream and a vision in 2029, an asteroid was going to hit Earth. And it was going to be widespread. I mean, it's going to kill hundreds of millions of people. And it's called wormwood. And even the waters, large portion of the waters on the planet will be made bitter, and anything that drank it will die. He said that'll be in the latter part of the 7-year tribulation. This is probably just before Christ will return on his white horse, and we will be behind him. And his breath alone, his word, will destroy all the evil that's here. They'll be put down, and all those that have been saved and made it through will come on through. They will repopulate the planet for the next 1,000-year millennium. And that's going to happen. So if you take 2029, asteroid hits, and just say there's a year left before the end is there, so 2030, still come off of that 7 years, 2023, the church has to be gone. It has to be gone by 2023. But that's giving the Jews a 80-year plus, actually 80-year plus generation, because a 80-year generation or 70-year was over on May 14, 2018, and you add another 10 years, well, there's 2028, and there may be a time period between the rapture of the church in the beginning of the 7-year tribulation. And another thing to think about, Ezekiel 38 very clearly says, when all these armies attack the Jews for their wealth and their booty and their plunder, that when they come in and God's fury is thrown up in his face and he wipes them out, well, then the Jews will burn the weapons for 7 years. To bury the dead, it'll take 7 months. Take that 7 years in consideration. So there's a good chance that the church will be taken out prior to the Ezekiel 38 war. And I'm just throwing in the numbers that I know, and the numbers that may entertain you a little bit, but I'm sticking by my guns. Yes, we're going to have a president, and he will be Donald J. Trump, and absolutely the best president we've ever had. And the things that he's going to get done this time is going to blow your mind. Just watch. It's going to be amazing how much he will be able to do. There won't be one person unemployed if we're allowed to stay here 4 more years. That many jobs will be available. Not one person will be unemployed. Jody Wolf, Expoz.